Good evening, folks, and welcome to Booghy Plays. This evening, Ground Floor. Ground Floor is a title which was reprinted this year by Spielworks. I think it's a wonderful game, and outside Richard Hamm's presentation from Rod Runs Through, I haven't seen one done in the English language, so I'm going to try to do one as best as I can. So like I always say, bear with me, and let's start to talk a little bit about the game. This is a business simulation. You start with nothing and you try to build yourself a let's say a business. In Ground Floor, we like always, the setup is made for 2 players. This is how I usually play, or how I do these presentations, and I will try to play this evening with some of my 2 favorites, with John and Mary, and I've played with them already in Sands of Time, and they will be the protagonists tonight again. John starts, he's the blue player. He's going to start with an e-commerce that says that every round he will receive a marker. These are time markers. This is the game comes with discs. I don't use discs. I use these little meeples because I think they're more cute than the discs. I don't like discs and cubes. This is a thing which you'll see if you watch any of my other 2 presentations which I did in English. I just don't like cubes, and I feel they're a disconnect. Also discs, they're a disconnect to the theme usually. And here it shouldn't be. The discs would represent units of time. I still don't like them. I'm going to use these, and I'm going to tell you that they're little assistants who do stuff for the CEO the first time. Then you have another employee, and so on. Every employee has 3 little assistants, and the 3 little assistants do stuff. Okay, now that for the thematic reasons. I will not. Also, one thing I will not do. I will not play with the game with the money that the game comes. I'll play with poker chips, and I'll tell you why. This is one minor thing I don't like about the game. They're the same color as these are the money, and which I think they're fine for cardboard money, but they're the same color as the info in the game. And I found myself for a lot of times instead of going for money, I would go for the infos, and that is you can do this mistake from time to time, and I find that I don't do the same mistake if I use poker chips or different kind of money. This is a main thing which I'm not a fan of in the game. Also, if you can see here, the money are green. They should have been all green, and this is a graphic error, if you ask me, or not an error. They should have made the infos. They should have made them purple or pink, and the money should have been green, and it would have been way easier. Anyways, it is a small. No, I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I don't find the term right now in English, but I will find it in final thoughts, I hope. Now, I think I spoke enough. I talked enough. Let's try to play the game. like I said, per round, John will get another marker, one of these, and she will start with, she's in retail, he's in e-commerce, she's in retail, and she gets a storage closet. I have my thing here with see, gets a storage closet. She already starts with 2 points. She already has 2 points, and the storage closet, we start with 1 cube, and the storage closet comes with another cube when you upgrade it. So she starts with 2 cubes practically. Good. Now we have the round schedule here. What is the first thing that you do? Let me think if I didn't say. Practically what we do in this game, we try to make the most points, and the points are made by upgrading our ground floor. This is our ground floor, this one, and upgrading or building our business by creating more floors. Practically we're building every time the business grows, it adds the necessity to have more floors. It adds the necessity to have more space because we bring on many more people which work for us. So we need more space. Okay, now, and the buildings give us something. For example, this uses 3 little meeples and a cube. This cube represents merchandise, some sorts of merchandise, and if you spend these, you can spend it twice a round, and you can get $6 and so on and so forth. I'll show you some of these. Also, the market here the game goes for 7 rounds. There is a job market. Right now it costs us $5 and 5 infos, 5 of these infos or ideas, or you call it whatever, and we have some popularity. So he's first. This is the way it came out. He's going to be first. So he is blue, she is black. She's white, she's black. Okay, and I had the Michael Jackson blue and black. We have a cheat sheet, a player aid here, which is pretty good because it has all the improvements, and some like you see, each player starts 1 player, 1 CO marker, 2 player markers, 1 specialty tile, possibly linked to a remodel room tile, 7 info tokens. We start with 7 info. Oh yeah, that I forgot to put 7 info tokens or idea tokens. The idea tokens, I got them from Rodo, and it's good. Also info, we use info or ideas all the time. And then for time markers, the this is what the small meeples or discs. The game comes with discs. 1 supply marker. The supply marker is this cube. He starts with 1. She starts with 2 because she has the storage closet specialty, and this player aid. And this player aid we're going to use. It is very useful because you don't have to look all the time into those buildings. They are all here laid out perfectly so you can see, and you try to create a strategy to go forward into the game. This is a good player aid in comparison to what Captains of the Gulf has, so this is a plus in my opinion. Good. Now let's try to play the game and see what happens. We've talked enough. What do you do? You have here the round schedule. The first thing you do, receive income. Your CEO is here, so he gets $9. 5 and 4. He'll get $9. She will get, because her CEO is here, she'll get also $9. One thing which I forgot to say, I'm going to play with the era cards, with what's new in the game, and events. The event we're gonna have this you have 4 or 5 events, I don't know, maybe more, and you choose one, and this one says resolve for the factory, resolve in reverse order, and I'm going to show you how you do this. And also we have 4 or 5 euro cards, which says I chose this one, so I will speak more about these later. I really like this addition to the game. I've played the game with the normal rules, and then I've played it with this one, and this one changes the game, and I'll tell you, because I've played the game where I had no booms, a lot of depressions, and it was a whole different game. We have the roaring 20s. That means we have 1 depression, 3 recessions, 3 stable, and 3 booms in that deck. Out of the 10 cards, we will have 7 used, so we don't know how boomy or how stable or how recession G is gonna be. Our game is going to be. So we're gonna put this here to remind us that. First thing we do, we will take this here, and this here is going to be stable. What does that mean? Consumers, there will be 0 to 2 cells to consumers at in a 2-player game. So we might sell to up to 2 goods, but we might not sell up to 2 goods. This is the current. The future one is going to be a boom, mama, boom, which is going to be great. Now, okay. So first thing we received income. We hire employees. He says, okay, I'm not going to hire employees right now. To hire employees, you need to spend $5 plus 5 infos or ideas. So he says, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to do something else. And she says, you know what, I'm going to. He spends 5, she spends 5, 5 and 5, and she will hire. You take this marker, you put it here, you go with this here, and that says she has some hired employees which need to be trained. Good. Now 2 1 2. What else does she do? She could have sold. So she doesn't hire right now. I think she will. Okay, let's try to see how it goes. No, she has it. No, she's good. Now, okay. So that is the first thing. Then we hire employees, then we schedule business. What does schedule business? We go here on the board and see what we do. We have these 4 markers. They are time markers or little meeples. I use them because you'll see they look way better on the table. And what does will he do? He will do this. He will take this one and he goes to the consulting firm and he says, I want to go to the consulting firm. How does this work? I'll show you when we do business, when you conduct business. Now we're in schedule business. We're scheduling, then we're going to conduct. He did that. She will go and let's see. She'll come this one. This is the advertising agency. Advertising agency gets you popularity, which will help you here when you go to the factory to produce and sell goods, which go here to the outlet building. Who is the most popular, who will go here and then here, will be the one who sells first, mainly. I'll show you how it works. Now, I think he's more popular, but he will not go for this. Oh, if you go, he needs to spend $6. He went there, he needs to spend $6, so he'll spend it. Then this one is, like I said, this is the advertising agency, which is not very good to use right now. We have very limited actions, so I think this one, the marketing bonus, it's not does not get used in a two-player game. What do you do in the marketing bonus one? You take your bonus and you go for something, this one or this one, and in bonus, in popularity order, you receive the bonuses here, but there is no there is not used in a two-player game, like I said. Now I'm thinking strategies. Now I think she will come here. Like I said, I really like how these cute little meeples look on the board. Way better than let me show you a little bit how the discs look like. I have them here, and there's something like this. I just think that the meeples breathe a little bit more life into the board if you use these or the meeples. I think they look really cool, but that might just be me. Anyways, let's go back to the game. So she came here, so she needs to pay $2, 2 ideas or infos, $2 she has, because she still has some money, 2 infos, and 1 of her cubes, which goes in the reserve. And she came here, and she'll be able to sell, and I'll show you how she sells. Good. Now it is his turn. I think, yeah, I have the dodo. Should prepare later. Okay, there outside of the box, the game gives you a puzzle to solve. So it is important for her to sell. I think, yeah, for her it's very important to sell. For him, maybe less. He will do something else. He will take, and I'll show you what will he do. He will come. He needs some money though. How will he get? He will get those money there. So he will come. He needs 2 plus 2. He needs 4, 7. Yeah, he will come here. He's going to prepare for next turn. He's going to try to do something. We'll see. He will come here, and he will get, with this and 1 cube, he'll get 3. In the research and testing, he'll get 3 infos or ideas, or call them the way you want to. And you take this back. Then what will she do? I think she doesn't have enough money right now to do more stuff, but she will, and it's practically, oh yeah, I think she will do that. She will pay $1, and she will come here. She will pay the $1. What happens here? We're in the stock exchange. This here, when we and I'll show you in the conduct business. It's simple. Then try to explain it right now. Good. Now what does he do? He will, I think he has some more money left, and let's see if he wants to build. Next turn he's going to have to pay 4 plus 4, 8. He will need 8. He will need 8, and he still has 3 and 3. I think he will do it. He will do this. He will oh, he has 9. He'll have 9. Will he'll have enough? Will he have enough? 1, 2, 3. This is a good question. But I think, okay, let's try it. He does it. He'll take this, and then every time as a bonus action, you can do some office remodeling. That means all of these rooms can be remodeled. What do? You get some more points in the end. That's what are you doing? But I was looking, he needs 8. No, he cannot do it. So he will not do that right now. But what else can he do? I think he will come here. He will spend 1 info, and you either spend $2 or 1 info, and he remains there. Good. What will she do? I think she will have to come here. This says train 1 employee. That means she will train this 1 employee, which will give her 3 little assistants or 3 little discs, 3 little time markers. So you take these off. That means it is trained. The next turn, this is usable. You put it back here. And what else will he do? I think he has some money. Yeah. Did she have anything to build? No, next turn. Oh yeah. He will come here in advertising. And that gives her another a little marker here in networking. The advertising room gives him 1. All these rooms can be improved. We have here, for example, a meeting room that will give you for 1 marker, it will give you 1 info, 1 idea. If you have this improvement for 1 marker, or for 2 you get 3. And so on. Everyone, for example, for training, you need to use 2 markers, 2 little assistants, to train 1 employee. If you upgraded your training, you will need only 1, and so on. And also it will give you points at the end of the game. Good. Now, sorry. Let's see what else. I think, yeah, this one gives that. I think we finished schedule business. Now let's do conduct business. What do? This one comes here, slides here. At the next round, if he will come here, spend $6. I hope he gets it. I hope he'll be able to do it. This is going to be I think he will not do. He will not do this. He will pay 1 info, and he will also come here, and I'll show you why. He didn't come here. So I'll show you next turn how this work. So next turn, if he'll pay $6, that will give him how you try to explain. So you put this one here, you pay $6. At the end of the next conduct business phase, this one slides and take this one over. This one comes home with that info there, with the 10 infos you'll receive 10 infos. If you don't have someone to bump him, you will come home empty-handed, unfortunately. So you need to spend money to get info. That's the idea. You need to spend enough money and time. You need to plan for this to get the info. When you come here, you come in the most upper square in this. For example, if you somehow she would come here, and you have two markers here because at another moment in the turn you went to the fourth place, the $4 place, but this is free. When you want to go again, you cannot come here. You are not allowed to come here because it will cost you cheaper. You have to go to the most upper square here in the window here in the consulting firm. So unfortunately, you need to plan and be very smart. Usually in a two-player game, these two will be used most of the time. In a 3 or 4 player game, this one has a different dynamic, I think. So I hope it's not very convoluted, my explanation, and I hope you understand how it works, and you will see how it works in the next round. But now he comes from here. Now we go to advertising agency. Nothing happens here. We go to marketing not used. We go to as you can see there, A, B, C, D. In the warehouse, he gets a cube, and the little meeple or the time marker remains here. It doesn't get, and he gets the cube. Now we come here. What does this say? You take this one, this marker, and you put it here in the outlet, in the retail outlet. For a two-player game, you have these spaces. She will sell right now, and unfortunately she doesn't have competition, but I play this way so I can show you how it works. If for now she will put it here, and when we come here we will see how it works. She chooses to sell for $12. Now we come here. Now we're in a stable. Stable means that this one comes here. He's from right to left. We go this way, and then the first one, the most on the left, comes on the first space. So he comes here, and then he comes and bumps him up. Now bumps her up. Sorry. Now this is the way to make money practically. We're in a stable. When his depression is 0, when his recession is 1, when it's stable it's 2. So we go by 2 spaces up, 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now if she wants or he wants, they can take the meeple off and get 2 multiplied by the we're in a stable situation. That means 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. He could get $4. She could get $4. He could get $4. But look, next turn it's going to be a boom. Boom means that it can go up 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 by 3 is 9. She could get $9 next turn. So she will stay here. Also, he could get 3. He could get also $9. So I think they'll stay here because this is the way that the economics showed up this round. Okay, and they will stay. They will not come out of the stock exchange. This is the way, like I tell you, to make money. Now we come here. Here, what happens? I will show you an hypothesis. She is alone. So we will turn this around, and we will see we will have one consumer. If so, one good gets sold. We turn it around. You look here in a two-player game. You will have one consumer, and this is the unemployed, which will come back. Oh, this one, because she hired at the beginning of the game. The marker starts here, and she hired. No, yeah, she hired, so it goes up. When you hire, it goes up by one space. At the end of the round, it will go back by one space. It shows you here by how many spaces. Now, we can sell one good. Fortunately, there's only one who can sell. So she can sell, and she will sell for 12. But, for example, maybe he could have come. And this one, they were like this. This one says, in a normal game, if you don't have this rule breaker, you take and you resolve the factory actions in order 1, 2, 3. When you have the alternative production resolved in reverse order, you take from 2 to 1. And that's why I like these, because it changes a bit the game. He will have to go first and choose where to go. And we will go hypothetically now. I think if he would have been first, maybe he would have come here. And she would have come here. Why would she come? Because if they are both on the same level, they both sell a good by $8. Yes, I think you can see this. This how much would they get for their good? That cube they used and sent back to the storage. The first one who sell, you see here we have only one consumer, so both of them would have to sell to one consumer. And that consumer only gets one good. He doesn't get all the goods. He's not greedy. He only wants one good. So who sells? The one who's bigger in popularity. And if now he's bigger in popularity. That's why she would have come here to 6. And she would have sold for 6. And at the end of the phase, he would have come from this one. There are 2 spaces here. 3 spaces. The 16, which is used in a 4-player game. The 12 and 10, the 8 and 6, and the liquidation, which is 3. I think he would have been smarter and he would have come to 12. And then she would have come to 8. He would sell for 8, and then the person's good which was not sold comes back one big space from here to here. If in next turn his good wouldn't be sold, he would come to liquidation and then be sold for $3. So it is a very interactive game in some sorts, mainly when there's 3 or more players. But also in a 2-player game, there are situations, and there's a boom coming, when they'll have to sell, and you'll see who will sell for more bucks. Now, he didn't come here, so she came here, and she came here for 12. So she will take this, take it back to her reserve, and she will take $12. She will have $12. Maybe I'm sorry for the longer explanation, but I hope you understood a bit how the whole selling part works. And then we go to construction company. We have no construction there yet, and we finish conduct business. Then we go to reorganize, downsize. For example, if he wants to, he can come from here to here because he wants more money at the beginning of the turn, but she doesn't want to do that. She wants to have those actions. So now she takes, we don't do that. Reset time markers. We take all of these, we put them back. These ones stays here. These ones stay there. And I will play one more round to show you a little bit more how you construct, and I hope the game gets you understand the flow of it. I hope. Good. Now, what do we do next? He gets the money. Then reset. Then update boards. Stock warehouse. The most expensive gets one more here. Then adjust popularity. If, for example, any one of us would have been further with one space, you go one space back. They have nowhere to go. Then assess job market. That means we have to, what it says here, it goes down by 1. It always goes down. But this will tell you, sometimes it will not go down, it will stay the same. But usually it goes down by 1, but by 2, even by 3 in a recession or a depression. You have it here. We have a boom, a stable economics, a recession, or a depression. No. Let me see. Then forecast economy. We go into a boom. The next round is we might sell to 2 or 3 persons, and that we don't know, and we put it here in the current. The next one is a stable one. Like I said, I told you we have very little. We have 3 recessions, 3 stable, 3 booms, and only 1 depression. The game changes drastically if we have a roaring 20s, or if we have let me see if I have another card which I really or for example, we have a bubble, a dot-com bubble. A dot-com bubble, we have 3 depression, 3 recession, 3 stable, and 1 boom. So the game changes a lot, and you can do your strategy changes a whole lot when you play the game with a different economy. There is way less possibility to make money. It's drastically different, and that this is, I think, these create a timeless game. It gives you a I'll talk more about it in the final thoughts. Let's go back to the game. Now we go back to, we put the markers. He has 4 here, she has 4 and 3. Now what do? We receive income as the receive income, yes. So she will get 6. Ooh, she's loaded. She must do something with this money, and she will do some things. And he gets $9. 5, 4. Now the question is, does he want to hire? And I think he will hire right now. He will spend 5. Oh no, he cannot. But yes, he can spend. And another 5 he can spend, and I'll show you why. And he will hire. That means your CEO goes up, and he gets another employee, which for now have 3 markers or 3 little assistants, stupid assistants, who needs to be trained. Good. Now, will she says no thank you, I'll not go for this. Who's the most popular? He's still the most popular. Who's on top is the most popular, so he starts the game. So what will he do? The first thing he will do, he'll come here, spend $6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he only has $1 left. but he's all right. He will be able to, and I'll show you why. Now, I think he will want to sell also. She will want to sell also. It's a boom. You need to want to sell. You might need to want to sell. Yeah, it's a very good one to show you how it works. Second thing, I think he will go here. Oh no, she. It's her turn. It's her turn. I think she will. Yeah. She will. She doesn't need to come here. I think she will come here in advertising, but she does need some. No. She will take 2 of her markers. 1, 2. How much does she need? 1, 2. She has no more markers. Yeah, she will come. She will need. So she will come here also. She will spend $5. Then he will come here with. Oh no! He doesn't have $2 anymore. He needs $1. He needs $1. $1. He doesn't have $1. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How do you make some bucks now? I think he will not hire. He will not hire to get back his 5 and 5. I forgot also, I should have taken this, but he did not take the action. So he'll keep his 5 because he needs to sell right now. So 5, 2, 3. To come here, it will cost you $2, 2 infos, and 1 cube. Back to the reserve, and you come there. What about her? She needs some infos. How to get some infos? She has a lot of workers now. 1, 2, 3. I think she will. She doesn't. How much info? She needs 2 infos. She'll go for the infos right now. That means she goes into the meeting room, and for each marker you use, you get 1 info. So she gets 2 infos. Okay. And so 2 infos. Okay, now it's his turn. He will. I think he will. He doesn't need it right now. Doesn't need it anymore. 4, $5. Also he gets 1 more per round. He gets 1 more. So he takes 1 more marker. 1 more little stupid assistant. And for $3, like I told you, for $3 and 3 infos. 3, 2 back. Oh, he cannot do that because he will go here. He will come here for $4. You need these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 info. Oh, I forgot. We're in the second round, but 2, 4, and 4. He has 3. He had 8. Okay. 4 and 4, and he takes one of his markers and he goes in the construction company. Good. Now, what will she do? With 2 of these and 1 of these, she will take this one here. 2 goods, 2 money, and that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. She will do that. Okay. She's in retail. She's a retail specialist, so she will do something soon. Now it's his turn. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. He has 2 more markers. He had 5 at the beginning. You can see it here. 1 he used here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, sorry for that. Okay. Oh. So. What does he do now? I think he will want to get, so he will build something. And what does he do with these 2? Oh yeah, he will go to advertising with 1. That gives him another here in networking. He doesn't have 1 more bucket. That would have been useful. No. And that's 1. And then she will take 1 of her markers and come here. She will spend $5 because she has it, and we'll get these 2 when we conduct business. Yeah, this is cool. I think I might be able to show you something interesting this round, how this works better than I explained it, the long explanation which I did the last round. Good. Now it is his turn. Let's schedule some more business. She will do that. She will do that. Will that be enough? I don't think so. Yeah, she won't have it later. So I don't know. I think this is what he's going to do. He will come here, use 2 of his infos, and we'll get this cube for the next turn. What does she do? I think she will go. She could come here 1 more to get 1 more. She has 1 buck. Yeah, we will see. Or does she has anything more interesting to do? I'm trying to see. Does she need to train? No, she doesn't need to train. Does She need to do some. Oh yeah. I think she will come here. It is a boom after all, and I think she will spend $1. And she has one more, which I don't think it helps her. It doesn't help her. I was thinking if she could go to advertising agency, but I don't think that will help her at all. I think she could. Yeah. Yeah, I think she will get one more info. Yeah. Which is never. You don't have enough infos. What can I tell you? One more info might be the right. Might be useful at the right time. So, we finished scheduling. Now, let's go from left to right. Boom! It bumps, and he gets 10 infos. She comes here. Next turn, she will need to come here too. If he doesn't come, like I said, and the next turn he doesn't want any more infos, he will come home empty-handed. Now, go to networking. In networking, you score. If you have 3 markers, you get 1 more popularity. If you have the topmost here, you get 1 popularity. He gets topmost, so he gets 1 popularity, and he comes home. If, for example, here she had 2 of them, and he had 1, she would have scored 1 for the most popularity, and came home. He would have stayed there until the moment he scores the little dudes one way or the other. But he scores the little marker right now, and he gets 1 popularity. So he's a little bit more popular than she is. Then we go C. Nothing happens because marketing doesn't work here. Then he gets 1. She gets 2. Okay. And then we go to E, to factory. What does here says? Here says alternative production resolve in reverse order. So he will resolve. Let's take this 2. And where will he go? Where will she knows that he is. I think she's just going to screw with him by coming here. Although she knows. I think she will sell anyways. I think she will. Yeah. She will. Because he went first. So this one changed a little bit the order. So he shouldn't have rushed here. He should have left her. But he had no other options. I think she had more little assistants. So she would have waited until he would have come here. Come, no? Yeah, he would have come here. So she would have waited for him to make the first move, to come here first, because she would have come here in the second as she did, so she can choose first. So he has nothing else to do but to come into these 10 spots. Okay. Now we do this one comes here. Now we're in a boom. We go 3 spaces up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think she will. The next one is stable. If it's stable, for example, if she waits on the next one, you go 1, it's a stable. So stable is 0 for depression, 1 for recession, 2 for stable. 2 means you go from here, she goes 1, 2. If you go out, you buy out. That means it duplicates by 2 whatever is there. If it's a boom, you get 3 or 2. If it's a stable, you get 2 or 2. So she would only get $4. So she will buy out with this one. That means 3 or 3. That makes 9. That makes a 9. So she will get $9. I think she's loaded. She needs to do something with this money, because money is useless at the end of the game. You need to build. Points are here, but she will use it smartly. You'll see. Now, what does he do? I think he will also 3 by 3. That means $9. He needs the bucks, and I'll show you why he needs the bucks. He will get $9. 5 plus 4, and she stays here. She will stay here for this round. He will wait. She will still play with the stock exchange, with the stocks. Now we come here, we sell, we turn this card around, and we have 2 sells this round. How do we sell? In popularity order. He sells first. He will sell for $10. If, for example, it would have been, she would have been first, she would have, but now it is not a problem, mainly because they're both selling. So he will sell even if he's first for $10. So he will get $10. Woohoo! He's loaded too, and she will sell for $12. But now, and these 2 goods, these 2 markers, they come. The little dudes with the goods come home with the money, with the dough. We finished this one. Then we go here and we do construction. This one comes, and in construction, he already paid to schedule business 4 and 4. Now you need to pay, and here shows you $2 for the ground floor you have here. This you'll always plus $2 and 2 ideas, or two infos per floor you're building. So he will build a first floor. He was, no, it's okay. I think he could have gone. Oh no, he couldn't have gone. So that means the second, here it shows you the second floor you're building, it will cost you 4, and 4 ideas $4. The third floor, it costs you 6, and it will get progressively more expensive to build. So the second one, it would cost him $4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 ideas. He is loaded with ideas. Oh, not to her. Okay, and I think he will build something. He will build within the first one, within the second round, so we only can build the empty floor. So he will build the empty floor. Wherever, come out wherever you are, you empty floor. I need to find it. Oh yeah. So he will build the empty floor. The thing is that this one comes with a tenant improvement, and you have to look here, and you have human resources, hiring discount 3 by 3, internship program 1 per round, network admin, which is +2 each round. This gives you bucks, and so on. So, going back. So, I think he has some money. He has some of those. What will help him right now? I think this will give him with the tenant improvement. Network admin, per round hiring discount. I think he will get the hiring discount. So let's see. Or no, these one are from the twos. You can build them in the twos. Only these three, because with the from the first era, I don't know how to call this one. So in the second rounds, you can only build for the first. So let's see. I think he will get. He has 1+ per round. He could get 2 per round, and this is a lot. I think he probably doesn't really need to hire anymore. It's almost as good as that he doesn't need to hire. So I think he'll go for this. He'll have an internship program and put it here. And here. So he practically has this. Oh yeah, I think like this. So now he has 5 points at the end of the game. He paid. Good. And oh no. Okay. And these ones go back into the little box. And I think with the construct, everything ends. Now we do we downsize, for example, but she doesn't want to downsize. We go through all of these, and mainly I don't think I went all the way there. I hope I showed you the way the game works, and a little bit how it feels. Let's try to talk a little bit more in the final thoughts. This is a fine game, in my opinion, a very good game. A game which I don't know if you picked it up during the presentation. Is a game which I like a lot. Let's take it step by step as I usually do it, and let's talk about the rule book. There is an error in the rule book with not very good example. There is an error in the example which states that the person here in the popularity track, the person who's underneath takes an action before the person who's over. So it's not true. The person who is on top of from top to bottom, you take that action. You take the action from top to bottom. I think it's we looked at in BGG on Board Game Geek. I think I found a thread about it, and there is cleared up the error. Other than that, the rule book is okay. The player aid is a good one. You have here everything you need to know about all the buildings in the game. Also, the round sequence is very well summed up on your player mat, your player tableau. Yeah. So I think it is a very good, not necessarily easy game to learn directly from the rule book. As I stated before, I think the rule books from Eggerspiel or Pegasusspiel and the rule books which are even one from CGE are pretty good. Also the ones in Vital Lacerda, those are pretty good. Spielworks, I feel they could learn a bit from them, but nonetheless it is a better rule book. I liked it more than Captains of the Gulf. In the end, with few questions, you can learn the game from the rulebook. Let's go on further and let's talk about components. The components are fine. Good components. Outside those these discs which I don't like, but they're wooden discs, and if you don't care that much about that, they're wooden discs, so they're good. I don't like. I will find a good component for this CEO. It just doesn't say CEO to me. Believe it or not, these little meeples got me closer to the game. So a meeple, I'll find a meeple which has a CEO appeal to me, and I'll replace these with because good thematic components get you closer to the game. Non-thematic components makes you gives you a bit of a disconnect to the game. But other than that, the cardboard is thick. The tiles are thick, good cardboard, quality cardboard. I have these ones are fine. Cubes, meh. Okay. Now let's talk about the main change between this. There are also the era cards and the how is this one? The events. They're different from the main game. The first printing of the game, which I think it was a Kickstarter. The artwork. Let's talk about the artwork. I enjoy it a lot. I like it a lot. I think it woozes business simulation, black and white suit, boring life, but gray how should I put it, gray skies. I don't know how should I put it in English. Well, what I'm trying to say in the end is that it has color here, but the color that Harald Lieschke used here, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. The color is almost non-existent. The way he chose to mute the colors, the way he chose the colors he chose, also the lines and the form. It is built on square forms. All this is built on square forms, which are square forms, somehow straight lines, strong lines. All the artwork which he used here um, say business simulation. It helps a lot to get you into the theme. The blue, which is a little bit darker on the player mats, I really like the it helps you enter the world which you are trying to emulate, which the game tries to emulate. I really think that, like I said, the little meeples really look good on the board more than the discs. So that's why I ended up using them. And somehow it connects better. I really like the artwork here. I think it looks good on the shelf, but it probably will not be for everybody. Because in the end, I said this before, I'm an artist, I'm a film director, so I might be weirder and appreciate more this kind of art. So I will always prefer a Tarkovsky film to a mainstream one, especially the photography in a Russian film. So, well, like I said, it must be me. It might be just me who likes this, and you might find for the majority of people this might look bleh, but for me it is spot on. So let's go to the thematics. I think it is a thematic game. You can feel you're trying to build and everything can be explained thematically, and that is good. And for example, if it is a recession, you won't it's not good to start gaining hiring employees, because you'll have less money because you need to pay them. You have less income at the beginning of the round, and you start making things harder. Things are getting harder for you, are beginning to be harder for you for each round you play. As I've heard, the game goes for 7 rounds now. It was 8 before. I think it's good that it was shortened a bit. It is after you play it a few times, you will go faster, let's say, and I think it helps I'm going back to the theme. It helps you understand it. After you played it a while, you can go through it with a thematic explanation, but you need to play it a few times. The stock exchange, maybe it is the stock exchange track, maybe it's a little bit of a mechanism more or less, or the consulting firm, but even for these you can find some a thematic explanation. I like every mechanism which happen here. I like in the end is the worker placement. The main mechanism of this game is worker placement, and I think it bodes well with the theme. It works well with the theme. I hope I said it right. The mechanisms are not complicated. They're easy to understand, and in the end, it is not a very complex game when we talk about rules. Because let's talk about complexity a bit. It is not at all it is a euro. It is a medium to heavy euro, but it's not heavy on the rule side. I don't find it heavy, at least. I mean, you should try the Sands of Time. There, the rules are way heavier than this one, or I don't know. Whew. I'm trying to see another one. I think the Gallerist has even more rules than this one, and the Gallerist is one of the easier Lacerdas, but it does have a lot of rules because there are also a lot of tracks. In the end, these games are the games which I like to try to pull different levers and try to be efficient about it. So when it comes to complexity, I would say it is a complex game in terms of depth. You will start. This one will give you a puzzle at the beginning of the game. This one, it will give you something to focus on. As he was in e-commerce, and she was I don't know what she was trying to do. Let's see. She was in retail, so she sold. Because she was in retail, it was better for her to sell and get more cubes. Those cubes would help her get more money. What I like about the game is you can hoard money, but they're useless if you don't know how to use it and spend it at the right time. You have money which will not help you, and this is a concept in real life. In the end, is about investing at the right time to make more money, to invest again, and to make the roll, to make it roll, to make the economy roll. Now, so I like that. It draws. That's why I say it is thematic in so many ways. So coming back to complexity, it's about depth, this game, and you will start making decisions at the beginning of the first 1-2 rounds. Maybe it will be easier because you try to diversify, try to see how you make money in the first 2 or 3 rounds, but then it will start, the game will slow a bit down, because maybe you will have more workers. That more workers means more places to go. That means you will have to think how efficiently you'll use every worker to make it count, not just use it for nothing. If you are if you're at a point where you have too many workers and you have nothing to do with those workers, you are not being efficient. Sorry. Also, the event cards adds to the depth of the game, and the event cards and the era cards. Why do they do that? Usually there is and I suggest you play this way. The first time you play with, there is a standard way to shuffle these cards. You put in 3 booms, 3 recession, 2 depression. There is a standard way, and you play it that way. You can play it a lot of many times, and I think the game is replayable. But when you play it, let me see. Do I have it here? All the era, yeah, I have the era cards. So you can have. Why do I say that it adds to the complexity of the game? Do you have different events? You can, for example, 1 less space for the construction company. 1 less space is available. You have 1 less space to go there, and if you want to go for a big turn where you want to build 2 floors, for example, because you've prepared for that, And you have this one which says you have one less available. That's for the whole game, this event. Then well, it might you have to be very careful to what you are doing. As you saw here, resolve in reverse order. There are some times when in reverse order might change the way you sell, or you might not sell at all. Also, you might have, this is the era of world wars, which is 5 recessions and 5 stables, no depression, no booms, and that changes the game. Also, I think I had the oh yeah, the .com. I played the game with the .com bubble. I said that in the presentation. Well, that changed so much the game, because it was harder. You couldn't sell we had, I think we started with a recession, and then we went to two depressions, I think, one after the other. It's very hard to make money. You have to scrap for money. You have to know how to spend money here, either on the consulting firm to get some ideas, or to go here on the stock exchange. But when you have booms, the stock exchange doesn't go up, and you hope at some point you're going to get some. It changes drastically the game, and it makes it sometimes a very tight puzzle. And it reminds me of antiquity or Agricola, that kind of tight misery puzzle, which makes me want to play the game again, and gives me that tension, that pleasure to solve that puzzle. It doesn't give me a gazillion options. I have to try to squeeze everything out of my moves, and I have to come on top. Also, because of the depth and because of different possibilities that the game gives you, for example, I managed to squeak out a win with the other building. The one who built the other building had 3 floors, and I only had 2 floors. But I managed to remodel better. I managed to, in the end, I had a little bit of money and knowledge. 3 money and 3 info gives you 1 point, and I won. I won because I was farther in popularity, because it was a tie. So the game gives you opportunities, and I like that a lot. Let's go. Your turn is not long, but it will become. This game can give some AP later in the game, from 4th to 5th to 6th round, or you can have a little bit of AP, because you try to squeak out, like I said, to min max. You will try to see, this is better because this gives me more money, or how much info I need to build this, because if I don't build this, or I'm not prepared for the next turn, and I'm first one, this popularity track is very important for turn order also. So if you're not prepared to go for the turn order and to be first in turn order, somebody might build the floor, for example, in 6th round or 7th round, when the 3-level building, which the 3-level building is end of game scoring, which will give you points at the end of the game. If you don't build that building you really need, and somebody else builds it for you, you might lose those precious points which can give you the win. So you have to know and to prepare how you're going to build those last buildings. And like I said, it's important, this popularity track and how you solve that puzzle. So it might get AP Pro. It might be for AP players, AP prone players. It might be a problem because they might think more than the others, and this slows a bit the game. I think it's a very good game for two players. Outside this, you cannot use the marketing bonus, which is good somehow because it can give you some bonuses, and you need every info you can get. You need every money, every buck you can get. You can do a remodel, for example. Here you can do a remodel for probably for $1, and I think for $1 and one knowledge. What I forgot to talk about was when I talk about components, and I have to say this: don't play with the money. Get some poker chips or use money from other games. I said that in the presentation also. They have the same color as the info, and you will find yourself going for the info instead of the money. And the one info is green as the one money. Also with 3s and 5s. Play with some other money. This is, I think it was an error out of Spielwerk's part to do it this way. Also in the graphic design, money is green and info is purple or pink. They should have gone this way all the way. I think they have different sizes for them, so they could have gone all the way to that. But that is a minor complaint. It's easily fixable, so really minor complaint. And my last thing, who can enjoy it? I think this is a game for gamers. I don't think it's a family game in no way. It is a game for people who likes tight puzzles, for people who likes to be challenged. There is interactivity in the game, a smart interactivity, not take that. You have to, like I said, you have to know how to plan your actions. You have to know how to manipulate at the right time the turn order, because it might suit you to be the first next round to build whatever you need to build. So it is a game for gamers. You could play it with kids, but I think they might be frustrated because they will not feel the strategy. They need to play it more, a few times, to try to understand how, in the end, thematically, how real world works, because this game replicates a bit of the real world. Like I said, stark black and white feel of the business world, which me as an artist don't really appreciate, but I really love to dive in and try to live into that world as a story, as in a board game. This is the way I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it living there. We all have to, one way or the other. So that's life. How should I put it? So this is what I think about the game. I hope you saw the presentation. I hope you saw how it works. If you can find it anywhere and you're a gamer, I think for me this is a game I should have. I would have been sorry if I didn't have it in my collection. So if you find it and you like it, I hope you really enjoy it. And up until next time, I say bye bye.